Guys, final day of the games here at the FitAID show. I'm your guest, Kenny Santucci. As always, Jackie Perez. And we got a special guest here, Nick Shaw from RP Strength. You guys might have heard about him. He's going to tell us a little bit about what he does, some of his clients, and I'll let Nick take over. So Nick, tell us a little bit about RP.
Thanks for having me on. We probably got about 20, 25 athletes here at the CrossFit Games competing. Yeah, a couple teams actually from your neck of the woods, the Dynamics team. We got actually another one from your neck of the woods as well. Carrie Pierce is sitting at, I think, 6 right now.
Wow.
She's got 2 event wins, I think. But yeah, so we do a lot of online diet and training programs for people. Everything we do is online. So, that's more or less.
Coming from that world, coming from the nutrition world, how important would you say nutrition is compared to working out? Everybody thinks the more I work out, the more I could eat, or the less I could eat.
Yeah. Obviously both are really important. Take for example something like this where we have a multi-day competition. I think it matters, quite a bit because, if you're not, fueling yourself properly at night, after all these crazy events that they're doing. I mean, I can't even imagine going through it. I would have been dead after day one. But yeah, so you're fueling yourself up properly doing that, and you kind of hopefully get a little bit stronger as the competition goes on. Especially they started Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's a 5-day thing. So
I've known you for quite some time now. We chatted back and forth via email, on the phone and stuff. Why are you so passionate about nutrition? How'd you get into it?
Yeah, man. I went to school for sport management, and my colleague, Dr. Mike Israetel, he has a PhD in sport physiology. This is just kind of all we've ever done. This is all we've ever known. I mean, we started out as personal trainers in Manhattan, no joke, not too far from where you are. And it's just, things were just kind of taking off from there. And we had the pleasure of working with this lovely lady too. Jackie.
You got 2 of your clients sitting right on the couch right here. Yeah, Jackie, how important is your nutrition to you?
I mean, it's everything. Your nutrition's everything, and you're gonna perform the best when you're eating well, obviously. But what I want you to explain is, I post about RP all the time because I believe in it. I mean, my goal is to be one of those RP transformations that are just jaw-dropping.
I need that.
They're unreal. You almost can't believe some of them are true. But what do you think is different from what you do? Because everybody and their mom gives out macros right now, right? That is the thing.
Everybody.
What separates you? What's different?
Yeah, obviously, just getting macros is a very, very, very good start, and takes you a lot of the way, and for a lot of people that are maybe just starting out, that's a very good way to go because it covers so much of, the basics, and right, you have to get the basics first before you can move on to the, more details. But when you get up to something like at this level, at the CrossFit Games level, those details matters. What's the difference between 3rd and 4th, or finishing first in a workout, or finishing second and getting on the podium versus not? When you start to get it to the really higher level, that's when those really minor details, maybe timing things right, or using the right supplements, around training, things like that. I think that's where it can make the difference, on this level.
Being a nutrition coach and working with such high-level athletes who are basically wearing themselves down every day. Do you ever get to the point where in their training, in preparation for something like this, that you step in and say, hey, maybe you're training too much and maybe you're not training enough? Do you ever get involved in that with your clients?
Yeah, not a whole lot. I mean, if you're going to compete at this level, you just have to be so good at everything, right? That, hopefully, and they all have wonderful coaches that are, probably monitoring that. But, the big thing there that we're stressing is, making sure that you're not dieting into a competition, or, just making sure you're eating enough, carbs.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be, scary for people.
It's the worst word you could say around here.
Yeah, for sure. Right? Yeah.
So would you say what separates you is the meal timing? Is the...
Yeah, I think in some regards for higher level athletes, yeah, sure. I think that's, at this level, I think it makes a big difference for sure.
I think my favorite thing from RP is I love how you have a specified. We all need to be told what to do without being told exactly what to do, right? So
totally,
there's a list where you can choose from, but it's not what annoys me about macros is someone's like, well, I've got 60 grams of carbs left, and they stuff 3 Pop-Tarts in their mouth, and I'm like, I get where you're coming from. You hit those numbers, but I feel like food quality is a big part of how you perform. Right?
Yeah, well, I think when dieting, right, so each calorie is a little bit more important. So if you kind of choose to go that route, there are some inherent trade-offs. So if you only have a certain number to hit, what's going to keep you more, more filled up when you're dieting, eating a Pop-Tart and, getting a ton of fat and carbs like that, or, eating something, I don't know, think like traditional chicken broccoli rice. And like, if you're not dieting, certainly just kind of hitting the macros and things like that, and, maybe going a little bit more if it fits your macros, totally cool. But like, when you're dieting, especially, there's some trade-offs there.
What would you say is the most common mistake that you see people make, that they're like, well, I'm not hitting that weight, that goal weight? And I know we were just talking about it. We're kind of like, by nature, fat people.
Oh, man, get out of here.
And we're saying, we make the common mistakes. What do you see that people are doing wrong constantly?
Yes, good question. Probably maybe not tracking body weight. Because again, let's say if you have a goal to lose 10 pounds over 3 months, that's, I don't know, what, 1 pound a week or so?
Yeah.
And some people, may not do that, and, all of a sudden they throw in a couple cheat meals, and, they're at the CrossFit games, and, and drinks, and, whatever. And, just kind of little things like that. And, I think a big one is, kind of cutting carbs too quick, especially when dieting. A lot of people, like, oh, I got to lose 10 pounds. Like, I have to do it in like a week. Like, let's just, cut the crap out of everything.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, no, take a little bit more, hopefully slow, balance, approach to it, and you're going to be better off in the long run rather than chasing just the short run.
So who do you see the most success in when it comes to, you have so many athletes, and I see the pictures on Instagram all over the place. I mean, I've posted about them, she's posted about them, and you see these people make these unbelievable transformations. Who do you see the most growth in? I mean, is it people who are in the gym more often, or is it people who are just regular Joes?
Yeah, it's both. That's a really cool thing. We got some people that are just coming in and maybe doing like hour-long, CrossFit classes. It's pretty normal stuff, 3-4 times a week, but, they take it pretty serious, and, they diet for, 3 months or so. They're able to lose, 10, 15 pounds.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool, actually. So.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, totally, man.
We really appreciate it. Yeah. Guy, if anybody wants to use your services, RP Strength.
Yeah, at RP Strength on Instagram, and that's probably the main way I think a lot of people hear about it. So.
But check out RP Transformations. What is it? RP underscore?
Yeah, it's at RP _transformations.
How many clients are you up to now? How many people do you have?
Quite a few.
Okay. Humble. He's a humble man. Thank you so much for coming on, Nick.
Cool, yeah.
We really appreciate it. Sure. And me and Jackie use him, so it's got to be doing something right. Thank you, guys.